Honorable Chief Minister of Odisha, Shri Mohan Charan Majhi ji, at the outset I have to thank you. आपने अपना कीमती समय से कुछ पल हमारे लिए निकाले हैं. हमारा प्रोत्साहन भी हुआ, हौसला अफजाई भी हुई और व्यक्तिगत तौर पर मुझे इस बात का भी संतोष है, हर्ष है कि आपके मुख्यमंत्री बनने के बाद पहली बार औपचारिक तौर पर आपके साथ कार्यक्रम करने का अवसर रहा है. All the honorable ministers from the state government, our colleague from the Department of Administrative Reforms, Public Grievances, Government of India, Mr. Srinivas, Director General, Indian Institute Public Administration, and a very senior bureaucrat, Mr. S.N. Tripathi, Additional Chief Secretary, Surinder ji, our another colleague from Delhi, Mr. Puneet Ahuja, and senior officers from the Government of India, Government of Odisha, representatives and delegates from different states and union territories drawn from across the country. Now, as Mr. Srinivas was telling you, this is possibly for the second time that we are in Odisha within just about 3 years. And I think it is important to understand the sentiment behind having these regional conferences. He is very good at maintaining statistics. So Mr. Srinivas said this is my 29th conference. But I think more important than that is that ever since independence, the number of governance conferences organized by this department has been just 41, out of which 29 have been held under Prime Minister Modi. Which means this is nearly more than twice of what was done in the early 60 years. So that also is a reflection of the tone, tenor, scale, speed with which the government headed by Prime Minister Modi is being run. And out of the 29, he is kind enough to give my score. I think 21 of them have been organized under him as secretary. And the other unique feature is that most of these conferences were earlier being held in the Vigyan Bhavan in the national capital. So it was our considered view that we have to pull out this entire exercise from the confines of Vigyan Bhavan. And I suggested to Mr. Srinivas, they want me to appear taller than Srinivas, so thank you. And I suggested to him, and he graciously accepted, that we would not go by random, we would go zone-wise. So if one conference is held in the north, second one in south, then in east, then west likewise. And they've had last 2 or 3 conferences in Maharashtra, in south, up there in north, and now they are back in the east. And east, I think Bhubaneswar had to be a natural choice because this is one of the most respected study centers in East India ever since the pre-independence times. And the other unique feature of the state of Odisha, and particularly the city of Bhubaneswar, I know how much of you living over here realizes that it has a unique character of having adopted the latest cutting-edge technology, while at the same time not giving up its ancient ethos and connection with the legacy which stands locked in the time of Konark Temple. And I have been in and out of this, as the lady was kindly referring to my forays into academics and teaching. So I have been out and in of this city for the last several decades. And the first time I think I came here was just about 4 days after the super cyclone. That was the year 1999. And I was just now referring that to the Honorable Chief Minister. We had a huge conference over here. I was supposed to be one of the organizers. Everything went haywire. There were not many of hotels. And the delegates were also hesitant to come. We were left with only just about 5-6 days. So the other organizers asked me whether we should go ahead. I was not sure. So the senior most amongst us those days was Professor M.M.S. Ahuja. He's a nationally known name, no more among us now. Of course, one of the founder faculty at the AIIMS in New Delhi. And he was a hard task master, so nobody dared to speak to him. So they all pushed me to make a call to him and request him to get it postponed. तो जब मैंने फ़ोन किया तो प्रोफेसर साहब ने कहा कि मैं कहा सर सभी ऐसा ऐसा कह रहे हैं कि इसको हुआ तो बोले जितेंद्र सिंह इस मुल्क का नाम क्या है So I got confused. I thought I had annoyed the old man. तो मैं चुप रहा बोले नहीं मैंने पूछा इस मुल्क का नाम क्या है तुम्हें आता है कि नहीं मैं कहा बोले इस मुल्क का नाम है हिंदुस्तान यहाँ एक दिन तूफान आता है दूसरे दिन अकाल पड़ता है तीसरे दिन बाढ़ आती है चौथे दिन साइक्लोन आता है और साथ साथ ज़िंदगी चलती है सो वी हैव टू गो अहेड एंड आई थिंक वी वर द फर्स्ट पोस्ट साइक्लोन डूइंग दैट एकेडमिक एक्टिविटी इन दिस सिटी डेलीगेट हमारे पास 136 ही आए क्योंकि बहुत कम अटेंडेंस हो पाई थी बट वी वेंट एट सो आई थिंक दैट इज़ द काइंड ऑफ academic attraction that this city of Bhubaneswar enjoys. Now, as far as the Modi reforms are concerned, of which we are over here to discuss for the next 2 days, I think broadly speaking, they have impacted at 4 levels. A, of course, they are indeed very revolutionary reforms, which have created a revolutionary transformation in governance, as Prime Minister says, perform, reform, and transform. So they have actually lived up to that mantra. And it's surprising that these should have been brought in soon after the midnight of independence, but they took 60, 70 years before Prime Minister Modi took over. The second impact is, if we realize deeply, these are no longer confined only to governance. They have a huge, huge socio-economic impact. And each of these slides which are being shown, Mr. Srinivas, apparently they seem to be governance reforms. But intrinsically, they have a socio-economic transformation impact. Like, for example, immediately after this government came in, they issued the orders that no longer will the youth be asked to get their certificates attested by a gazetted officer. And sent out a huge, huge social message. They look at now, this is the government which has the capacity to trust the youth of this country. Then there was evolution of interview, which provided a level playing field, so it's a kind of a democratization of job opportunities. So on and so forth, even in many of the departments headed by Mr. Srinivasan, like for example, pensions, you created the provision of divorced daughters or the separated daughters also being claimants to their parents' family pension, even if they don't have a judgment from the court. Then so many so. So these are not only governance reforms. In fact, these were the reforms waiting to happen because of the changing social milieu that we live in. And the social evolution or the society's evolution or the societal evolution is a dynamic process. So they have lived up to that. Thirdly, these reforms have changed the mindset of an average or a common Indian. Your entire way of looking at things is different. You have huge amount of self-esteem, confidence, and you think you can also do it if someone else can do it, which is reflected in the manner now we have the civil services results. Year after year, you have girl toppers, and that too from places which were never known to make it to the civil services list, or from the colleges which were not included in that elite list of colleges that we usually are referred to in this country. And fourthly, and that is, I think, a matter of pride for the department also, some of the reforms introduced through this department have created global models One of them is the CP grams, which we may be talking about, and I'll refer to the grievance model. Yes, you can clap because there's no complaint against clapping. So rather, they'll be aggrieved if they don't clap. So secondly, the digital life certificate. So these are some of the models to study which we are now receiving officers from different countries, and they have received wide reputation across the country. The basis of all these reforms has been citizen first, as is also part of the theme of this two-day event. And when we say citizen first, usually it sounds like a good sermon, a very, academically idealistic phrase. But if you ask somebody how to spell it, how to translate it on the ground, it becomes difficult to explain. So I think the easiest, simple way is another global success story which has emanated from this government is the Swamitva program, which is again technology-driven, because all these reforms have been technology-driven. You use the space technology, you use the drones, and you can map your farm, you can map your land. You have put Patwari out of job. अभी हमारे यहाँ मंत्री भी बैठे हैं, मुख्यमंत्री जी बैठे हैं, और जो हम सार्वजनिक जीवन से जुड़े हैं, हमारे कई बार अनुभव हुआ कि पटवारी की अगर आप प्रमोशन कर देते तो ये सिफारिश लेके आता कि साहब मुझे पटवारी ही रहने दीजिए, मुझे सिफारिश नहीं करनी. सो ओवर द ईयर्स इट वॉज द मोस्ट कॉवेटेड जॉब. पटवारी से हटना ही नहीं चाहता था वो. सडनली ओवरनाइट यू हैव पुट हिम आउट ऑफ जॉब बिकॉज you have made citizen master of his destiny. तो ये एक साधारण उदाहरण है सिटीजन फर्स्ट. और ऐसे ही चलते गए तो सिटीजन फर्स्ट will be also replacing many of the functions of the collector himself. Another success story is RuPay is another success story. और कल ही रिपोर्ट आई है UPI की. UPI has overtaken Visa card. Visa was for the international travelers was the favored card. But now it's been taken over by the Indian option because they find some of the enabling provisions in it, which they find more handy and more useful. इसी 10-11 साल का one more feature is, which is unique, because all these reforms could have been possible only because, unlike the earlier governments, this government did not follow the status quoist approach. आमतौर से सचिव का भी स्वभाव रहता है कि बहुत ज़्यादा क्रांतिकारी फैसले लेने का क्या फ़ायदा, कल को ट्रांसफ़र हो जाएगी. और मंत्री के दिल में भी दुविधा है कि उसने तो हर 5 साल के बाद इम्तहान पास करना है. तो कहते हैं कि साहब जैसा चला और जैसे पिछले ने किया वही करो. उनके गुण अवगुण ही अपना करके गाड़ी आगे चलती रहे. But this was possible because Modi himself followed that approach and encouraged others to approach, to break the taboos of the past, to take out-of-box decisions. There have been at least 1,500 to 1,600 rules which have been done away with by this government. Usually, the governments take pride in bringing in new rules. जब कोई पद से हट जाता है या कोई रिटायरमेंट के बाद अधिकारी या कोई पूर्व मंत्री, वो अपने नाते नातियों को बोर करने के लिए यही कहानियाँ सुनाते हैं. मेरे ज़माने में मैंने ये किया था, चाहे वो सुनने वाले दिलचस्पी रखता हो ना हो. मैंने ये कानून लाया था, मैंने ये कहा. तो मैं इनसे कह रहा था कि आप क्या सुनाएंगे, आपको ये सुनाना होगा कि मैंने ये कानून हटाया था. मैंने सेपरेटेड डॉटर्स के लिए जो कानून बना था उसको हटा दिया. मैंने बच्चों को जो अटेस्टेशन का कानून था वो हटा दिया. सो आई थिंक दिस इज़ द फर्स्ट टाइम अ गवर्नमेंट विल टेक प्राइड इन रिफ्लेक्टिंग ऑन दी. और रूल्स भी विच वर ऑफ द ब्रिटिश लेगेसी. एक हमारा कानून था जिसमें अगर सुबह टॉयलेट साफ ना किया गया हो तो आप उसको नज़रबंद कर सकते हैं अटेंडेंट को. अब उस समय उसका औचित्य रहा होगा. आज से 200 साल पहले जब से अंग्रेज सरकार ने यहाँ स्थापित हुई, यहीं से शुरू हुआ था, कलकत्ते से, ईस्ट इंडिया से ही. क्योंकि उस समय सैनिटरी प्रोविजंस नहीं रहा करती थी, टॉयलेट्स और रसोई घर आमतौर से मेन बिल्डिंग से थोड़ी दूरी पे रखा जाता था, और यदि वो सफाई सही समय पे ना हो तो एक न्यूसेंस बन जाता था। तो उस समय का कानून आज भी चल रहा था, और इसलिए एंड एट द सेम टाइम आई ऑल्सो हैव टू कॉम्प्लीमेंट मिस्टर श्रीनिवास। इस सारे जो काम हुए इनके कारण इनके विभाग को भी एक प्रमुखता से सामने आने का मौका मिला। The DRPG, Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Relations, was one of the lesser known departments in Government of India. Today it has become one of the most visible departments. And it's a nodal department for so many governance reforms. And by virtue of this circular governance conferences across the country, he's become one of the most familiar central government bureaucrats across the states. और ये जो इन्होंने मॉडल तैयार किए डिजिटल लाइफ और सीपी ग्राम इत्यादि, और बाहर से आकर के अधिकारी इनसे शिक्षण प्रशिक्षण लेने लगे, तो इन्होंने उसका हर्जाना कैसे वसूल किया, उसका वोट हासिल करके ये प्रेसिडेंट बन गए इंटरनेशनल इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव सर्विसेज के। क्योंकि जब भी कोई नया बैच आता है तो कहते हैं साहब आपको 2 सप्ताह में सिखा तो दूंगा लेकिन वोट मुझे डालना। और ये करते करते आई हैव टू कंग्रेचुलेट हिम। Just about last week, in a very tough contest, he was elected as the president of this prestigious body of bureaucrats drawn from across the world. इसके अतिरिक्त they have also been able to come out with some innovative experiments which are worth emulating not only by the other ministries but also by the state governments. Like for example, 4 साल से ये विभाग स्वच्छता अभियान चला रहा है। It's a dedicated campaign during the month of October. So 21, 22, 23, 24, और 4 साल में इन्होंने स्वच्छता तो की, लेकिन भारत सरकार में 1162 करोड़ रुपया जमा करवा के दिया। And that is mostly by disposing of electronic, the electronic articles which had been thrown away with or done away with, क्योंकि दफ्तरों में अक्सर स्वभाव होता है कि अगर माउस ख़राब हो जाए तो आप ज़ोर से धमका देते हैं अटेंडेंट को, तो जाता है डरता डरता जाके नया कंप्यूटर रख देता है, और कोई बाद में इस बात का पता नहीं लेता कि वो गया कहाँ गैजेट। तो इतना सारा जंक इकट्ठा हुआ था जिसको इन्होंने मार्केट में फ़रोख्त किया जहाँ पर के असेंबलिंग होती है। सो जस्ट बाई इलेक्ट्रॉनिक स्क्रैप they have also proved, and again this is a social reform, कि बहुत सारे लोगों को ये मालूम नहीं था। We had a group of ladies who came to ask us कि साहब हमें बताइए कहाँ बिकता है, हमारे घरों में तो इतने सारे मोबाइल पड़े हुए बच्चे फेंक देते हैं। So which is also in keeping with making wealth out of waste and giving cues to the rest of the society. बाकी डिजी लॉकर, उमंग, PM अवार्ड जो इन्होंने दिखाया, we have changed the entire format. Earlier it used to be individualized. Now it's flagship driven. So the outcome is twofold. A, that all the collectors virtually are now competing for it because they have to prove their performance. And secondly, most of the flagship programs which get included, they get a boost. जैसे उनका PM आवास योजना को इसमें include किया, तो suddenly we had 4 crore houses built. And therefore, in the end, I would just finally conclude saying that we have much achieved, and the aspiration जो इन्होंने कहा, of course that was also idea from this department, प्रशासन गांव की ओर, from aspirational districts going down to the aspirational blocks, then down up to the panchayats. We hope to do so. Only in yesterday's cabinet meeting, another feature has been added to it, 100 aspirational districts across the country where agricultural parameters will be raised in the same pattern as was in the case of the aspirational districts. And now I think if you draw the comparison with the earlier 10 years of the UPA government, the huge difference is so huge, so large that it does not even require worth comparison. And now is the time for concentrating, focusing on planning a roadmap for Viksit Bharat 2047, which also has been started. They have started preparing a document on Viksit Bharat. And for that, this conference of this nature is highly relevant. Because as Prime Minister keeps saying that each and every citizen ought to contribute depending his or her capacity or capabilities, if at all we look forward to achieve the optimum results. So there we need the cooperation of the state governments, the UTs, also healthy exchange of practices. Even coupling of states could be done. States having similar issues, similar problems could actually be aligned with the other one or two states so that they can have a permanent working relationship, even informally. They could reach out to each other. And also, I would suggest that from now on, we could also have this aspirational pattern, competitive development of these states pattern. So I will suggest to Mr. Srinivasa, we could have a pattern depending on parameters, like we have 41 parameters in a special district. We could have parameters of governance. Already they are producing governance index for the districts, for the states. They are rating them also. We could make them more precise so that then we would know where my state stands and where do I need to reach. And there actually the role of all these senior officers who have gathered here from different states would come handy, so that, and particularly the young officers, because the experience has been that the aspirational districts which did the best had the collectors who were newly recruited. Many of them had been assistant secretaries with us, which is also a new experiment started by this government. So we can post some young collectors, because they will also have the urge to see their state or district rising to that level in 2047, because they are going to be around there, unlike many others. So they could be asked to lay down a map which could carry on along with their lifespan. So if we could do that, I think we would have served this purpose. Thank you very much for all the cooperation from the state government. We hope to be back again soon.